Good afternoon and welcome to the channel. Today is finally the day. I know that it was a pretty dick move to tell you guys how great the car sounds in last night's upload and then not start it, but don't worry, that's what we're doing right now. And as you can see, I have my AWE exhaust on the car. Sounds just completely wicked. And you can also see that really it is a straight pipe. I mean, there's no muffler at all. Goes here into an X pipe, then branches down right to the tip, and that's it. Not only is it loud, but it also just sounds really, really good. Now, if I was talking about how good the Corvette sounds, I would be in my American character, which is just me. But since we're talking about the McLaren, I'm gonna start this off like a proper British car vlogger. Hello to you all, and I can't wait to show you my new McLaren exhaust. It is absolutely mental, and wait until you hear it. But wait until you hear it rev. Is that we got turbo whistle for days. Jesus, that sounds incredible. Oh man, safe to say I could do that all day and never get tired of hearing it. Definitely not quite as much as the big Duramax, but it's a lot of turbo. Absolutely nuts, absolutely nuts. I can't wait to drive this thing. Can't wait for the roads to be clear. Can't wait for warm weather. I love this car so much. Anyway, that's it for the McLaren exhaust. More driving videos to come. Should be like, I feel like if it doesn't snow again, the roads will be fine in like a week. So very sorry, this is going to be a shorter video for the day. I had to do a lot of other stuff earlier, and you know, one of those things was, like I talked about briefly a few videos ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that my grandparents who are in their 90s aren't doing that well, so I'm trying to spend a lot of time with them, and they go to bed at like 8 o'clock, so there's not a whole lot of time. I try to spend the day with them, and it's kind of a far drive to get out there. But anyway, I do want to finish up with the Q&A, and I had to show you guys the car. I had to let everyone hear the new exhaust on the McLaren because, you know, I totally gave it away in the vlog from last night, and that would just not be fair to talk about it for 2 days and not let you hear it. So anyway, I will finish up with the Q&A here. As always, if you would like to participate in the next one, feel free to follow me at StreetSpeed717 on Instagram, and I usually post up a pic and tell people to ask their questions below, and here we go. How much longer do you see yourself doing YouTube? As long as I can. You know, I love it. I wake up every day. And speaking of this, Pat finished up his documentary that he was filming last night, last night's vlog. So you can check out that on his channel if you want. My name is Mike, and I'm the owner and operator of the YouTube channel Street Speed 717, and this is my garage. It was all started by accident. So basically, about a year and a half ago, I met Nick, Guitar-mageddon ZL1. And at the time that we first met, we met at a little local car meet, and he was not uploading YouTube videos. He had a channel, but it was all, I think, band stuff. And he was in a band, and he had explained to me that he wasn't really happy with the band at the time. He felt like he was putting in a lot of work and not seeing a lot out of it, and he felt like his peers weren't putting in the same amount of work. So I said, hey man, have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel? Because what you put in is what you get out. And one thing led to another, and soon we were racing our cars in Mexico. And since then, his channel has really grown, and it kind of just snowballed from there. And he eventually took his Camaro to get headers installed at a different shop, wasn't happy with it, and he found Andy on a Camaro forum. So, from getting his parts installed with Andy, I of course met Andy, and 2 Corvette builds later, Andy and I are still great friends. Of course, one of the first things that Nick and I tried to convince Andy to do after meeting him and becoming friends was create his own YouTube channel, which he did, and now he's at 150,000 subscribers. After my first Z06, I really wanted to get the car protected, and I had heard about XPEL, and my friend Troy, who I had met before with the Hellcat, who I didn't even talk about Troy yet. Troy reached out to me on Instagram even before Nick. I forgot about this, and he said, hey man, I have a Lamborghini, I see what you're doing on social media, I like it, I want to get involved. And Troy and I ended up going car shopping. That video is still on the channel. Most of these videos are. But we ended up going car shopping at Sun Motor Cars, and we've been friends ever since. It really kind of relates to the question here. So I wake up every day and I love what I do, so I will do this as long as I can. Not surprisingly here, one of the big ones right away is, are you and Andy still friends? Just because, you're taking your Corvette to a new shop. And the answer is, of course, we're still friends. Everyone wants to think that it's some big deal, but really, Andy and I, first of all, we've been great friends for now about a year and a half. And whenever we first met, we really hit it off. And then we got married and had Max as a kid. But, Andy was always a two-man band, so to speak. He had himself working and Max. And now, because Max quit, and you can check out the video on Max's channel if you want, and he didn't go to a new shop, by the way. He's in something totally different than automotive stuff right now. But since Max quit, Andy is now a one-man band. And you can't ask one guy to be doing a huge job like this. It's just too much. And I know that Andy, he always jokes about like, oh, I'm so happy to see your car leave, and like, I'm so happy it's gone, and he acts like it's really disappointing when I bring it around. But to some degree, and I know that's joking, but to some degree, I think it does stress him out, doing these huge, extensive builds where the car is going to be down for a long time. And just having one person try to do that is really a lot to ask. And Andy also does, he's limited by his shop. He doesn't have a bunch of lifts. He only has one. So if one vehicle is on the lift and he needs it, tough shit. Like if one vehicle is on the lift and it doesn't run, well, you can't very well, or it doesn't have like a suspension or wheels or anything like that. I mean, you could put wheels on, but let's say the suspension is out or whatever, or the transmission is out. You can't very well just lower that down and roll it out and move another car on. Sometimes that ties up a lift for days or weeks. So, if he had more lifts and things like that, maybe he could take on bigger jobs, get more employees, but he's limited by his shop too, and he also can't control the fact that he can't have a dyno. And I'm pretty sure he's not even allowed to have it at that location because of sound violations. So, because it's way too close to like other residential areas. So, basically, that's all it is. It's just a matter of being realistic and a matter of what can be accomplished. I'm looking to have this car have even more modifications done in a short amount of time, and that's not something Andy could do right now. If you had to live in another country, which one and why? I would probably choose like Canada because it's most like the United States, or maybe the UK. I feel like that might be fun. If you had to choose a career besides YouTube, which career would you choose and why? By the way, keep up the great work on the videos. I'm not sure, probably something to do with money and finance. That's kind of what I like to do. I'm good at it. Always kind of had a knack for it. So something in money, although really it would be cool to do something car related since that is my passion in life. What did you eat for dinner? I ate chicken parmesan tonight. Do you ever think you would become more of an exotic car channel in the future? Well, I really like the variety on my channel. You can come to my channel and maybe you like European cars, although I haven't really started on the Corrado yet. Maybe you like supercars, exotics, maybe you like American muscle, maybe you like trucks. So I kind of have all the markets. And I like that, it's a lot of fun. I don't want to be one-dimensional. I don't want to be known as just the guy who's the Corvette guy, even though that kind of is my identity, or the McLaren guy, or the Volkswagen guy, or the truck guy. I kind of like to do everything. I don't really concern myself with trying to go one direction. Whatever's fun is what I do. So having all these different cars is fun, and I'm gonna keep doing that. We're gonna end with this one. I know this will trigger some people. What are your thoughts on the new Ford Ranger? I don't really like the mid-size, small-size trucks. I don't like them, although this probably won't trigger anybody. Although, you know, the old Danger Rangers were always neat. My grandpa had one actually a long time ago. And yeah, I like full-size trucks. So even though the ZR2, for example, is cool, the new Raptor Ranger, if that actually happens, is gonna be fucking awesome. It's not for me. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this upload. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Take care. Have a great day.